Greetings, greetings. Hey, welcome to another edition of the CEO of Destiny live stream. Listen, I want to share something with you today. I have some questions for you about what we're talking about. Are you crushing it at work and you're feeling that something's missing in your success? What if I told you that all the wealthiest people in history understood something about prosperity that most Fortune 500 CEOs have completely missed? You built your company, you've got your team, you've got the vision, but do you have the divine endorsement that turns ordinary success into extraordinary legacy? Here's the question that might change everything about how you view your business. What if the divine or the division between spiritual matters and business matters is actually the biggest lie that's holding back your full potential? I know for me, I used to always think about the secular, sacred divide. Abram, Abraham, the father of our faith, right? Wasn't just spiritually rich. He's literally one of the wealthiest men of his time. And his prosperity wasn't in spite of his relationship with God, it was because of it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why the ancient wealth principles that built Abraham's empire aren't just relevant today. They're actually the missing foundation that Silicon Valley, Wall Street, and yes, even your company, whether it's in Los Angeles or all around the world, desperately needs. Stay with me because we're building success without Psalm 24, verse 1 and Genesis 126, without understanding our divine authorization to be able to have dominance and exclusivity, to be able to be the preeminent and the pioneering person in business, we might be building our empire on sand instead of the bedrock. So stakes couldn't be higher because this isn't about our current success. It's about what we're being prepared to steward in the age to come. Let's dive in. So, if you think about Abraham, he got his name expanded. This man was a tremendous influence on so many people. Still to this day, we sing Father Abraham had many sons and many sons. We do all that little kind of hokey things, and we relegate him to the guy who lied about his wife being his sister, which it kind of wasn't a lie, right? Because they were half because of the time. It's before there was the the Torah was given at Mount Sinai, so they're relatives and whatnot. But he's married and he's kind of fearful, and we think about him having to sacrifice his son, and we think about him with his Hagar, but we don't think about him as this tremendous businessman. We don't think about the pioneer of our faith, not Yeshua, because Yeshua is the pioneer of everything, but we don't think about the patriarch of our faith as being the businessman. So one of the principles that Abram had that took him where he was faith and vision. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called out to go to the place where he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out not knowing where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. So he demonstrated unwavering faith in God's promises and vision for his life. This principle encourages all leaders must develop a clear long-term vision for your organization. This can't be something that's just the next 20 days, the next 5 days, the next hour. This has to be something that can forecast. Can you see 10 years into the future? Can you can you see 25 years into the future? Can you look at it quarter by quarter and think about 100 quarters and what you could deliver each quarter that would bring transformation to your enterprise, that would add tremendous value to your clients and your customers? Hey, that could create more jobs and opportunities for those in your sphere of influence. So they had to have application. If we want to be an effective leader in our areas of responsibility, we must trust in our vision, even when faced with uncertainties. So Abraham has tried in his vision, and he's got to be able to stand firm and say, nope, this is the vision. This is the direction I'm going. The Bible says that without a vision, without a revelation, the people perish or they cast off restraint. But it says, happy is the one who keeps the Torah. If we keep the instruction of God, then we can go forward and we can execute with confidence, capability, right? So be willing to take calculated risks to achieve the goal with your vision. Be willing to take calculated risk for a private profit. I heard that was one great definition of an entrepreneur, someone who takes calculated risk for a private profit. Do you have that entrepreneurial gene? You might be earning the six figures, this high six figures, the mid, the low, the seven figures, yet you don't see heavenly vision. You just feel like you're kind of going through the motions to get the money. You're chasing after money instead of chasing after the significance that comes by being aligned with what you're called to do. So have divine vision. Number two, stewardship and resource management. And Abram was very rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. Genesis 13:2 lets us know exactly how Abram was rich, right? First time rich is introduced in the Bible, and it is with someone who is a righteous man, who is a friend of God, someone who had a covenant with God that God established, that he said, there's no one greater than me to be able to make this with, so I'll make a covenant with myself. This is an everlasting covenant. So he made this agreement, and he said, look, Abram, this sacred agreement is to be honored by me throughout all generations to you and be fulfilled for you. And it's a powerful principle indicating that even when we're faithless, God is faithful. So Abram, in return, he reciprocated. He was a great manager of the resources that God had put in his care. He was rich in how? He wasn't rich just spiritually, because that's what happens nowadays is people relegate it to the spirit realm. He was a spiritually rich man. No, he was rich in livestock, in silver, and in gold. All resources that God has given us dominion over according to Genesis. So managing company resources and wisely is a leader's primary responsibility. I told you about the origin of CEO of Destiny. CEO of Destiny came from Matthew 25, God speaking and saying that we must teach people to be chief executive officers of their destiny. They give a report to him of how they are managing that. He is the board of directors. He provides the board of directors to which we give an account for what we're stewarding. So reinvesting profits strategically for sustainable growth. That's another key aspect of stewardship and management resource. Are you resourcefully taking the profits that are being earned and not just spending them? Are you eating all your seed? Yes, we make covenant with God and we go ahead and contribute to the work of the faith. We give God back what's his and we offerings and we go out and we do charity. Yet, what are you doing? Are you taking it and spending the harvest on yourself? You have bills that have to be paid. You have things but that excess, that net cash flow, that profit, are you taking it and reinvesting it strategically for long-term value in your business? So, right, what are you doing? Do you want to grow and do you want to expand? Are you just